The Miller Lite Diamondbacks live pregame show starts now.
Summer is upon us, and a good late afternoon, everyone. Chase Field, downtown Phoenix, Arizona. These red-hot Diamondbacks, the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks, looking to keep it going, win a series against the tough visiting Florida Marlins. This is Diamondbacks Live as you get you ready on Fox Sports Arizona. And on this June 1st, look at where the standings stand. The Arizona Diamondbacks, again, watch San Francisco a little bit later on this evening go toe-to-toe with the St. Louis Cardinals, still all alone in first place. Hi, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton, and Gracie, obviously a fabulous run, came to an end with regard to a single winning streak yesterday with the loss. But let's go big picture. On this June 1st, as we look back at May, one of the finest months in the history of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, no question. It was a lot of fun to cover because if you look at all these numbers, there's a lot to look at. But what it tells me is they kind of put everything together in 1 month. The pitching, the hitting, the bullpen, everything came together at the same time. That means it's one of the best months in the history of the Arizona Diamondbacks. There has been a world championship in this organization's history, and I don't think that team had a better month than these Arizona Diamondbacks. So they got a lot to hang their hats on.
Now, is it sustainable? That's the big question the Diamondbacks asking themselves. I'm going to point out 4 guys that maybe can keep it going and taking it forward, guys that had a good month of May that need to keep it going for Arizona to continue to stay in first place.
Well, the guy on the far right, J.J. Putz, he has been such a big shot in the arm for this ball club. A bullpen that really struggled last year is no longer struggling this year. Now, Kelly Johnson, I don't know if anybody's been as hot as him the last 2 weeks. And then Miguel Montero, it's good to see him come around as well. He's really hitting with runners in scoring position. But tell us about the guy that's on the mound tonight, Daniel Hudson.
Well, Daniel Hudson is on the mound. He's coming off struggles. His first inning struggles in Houston, Texas, though he was the victor. He expects better stuff out of himself. He had a fine month of May. He promised a stronger outing in this ballgame against, this time, the Florida Marlins. Glad to have you with us as we play Big League Baseball again. A unique start at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening. Hey, it's baseball, and it's fun. And speaking of baseball and fun, they were having some fun at the ballpark earlier today, and we'll talk about it in just a bit. Brad with a story. He'll tackle that subject. Will you recognize those guys? There they are. Brought to you by Gila River Casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River Casino, and you can win up to $20,000 instantly. Jack in the Box. Right now, get the new bourbon barbecue steak grilled sandwich at participating restaurants. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats. No blackout days.
Well, the Arizona Diamondbacks look to get back to their winning ways tonight as they wrap up this three-game series against the Florida Marlins. You know, winning does a lot of things for a team. It takes a team from dead last in the NL West to first place. It also changes the attitude of a team, and we saw that earlier today right here at the Yard. J.J. Putz was doing an interview with MLB Network, and a few of his teammates decided to have a little bit of fun at his expense and make that a lot of fun. So see why Chris Young, Justin Upton, Ryan Roberts, and Xavier Nady dressed up in the racing legends. And as JJ was being interviewed, they were getting jiggy with it. But the best of all was Josh Coleman. So he put on the gnome right there, took off his shirt, and paraded in the background. And JJ had a lot of fun with that. But that's just what this team is all about right now. You know, that took the most guts for what Josh did right there. But it just shows that this team right now is loose despite the loss last night, and I think that is a big, big key. Straight ahead, we've got the final game against the Florida Marlins, and power explosion. 15 runs, 19 hits. Can they get it going again? Darren and Mark have the call right here on
going toe-to-toe this evening. Daniel Hudson has completed his warm-up tosses. Edwin Rodriguez's club, they righted the ship. They're a very good road team. 11 road wins in the month of May. Let's take a look at their starting lineup, brought to you by Pepsi Max. It's a dangerous one with Coughlin and Fonte, kind of the glue there at number 2. Red Hot Morrison, Gabby Sanchez, a pair of homers in this series. Dobbs, the dangerous Stanton. It's Buck who is scuffling. Emilio Bonifacio and Javier Vasquez is on the mound. Daniel Hudson's a 24-year-old right-hander, as we said in our open, trying to put the last start he had behind him. But a win is a win, and his team won that game. He was quite frustrated with himself, and we are underway at Chase Field. Glad to have you with us. Take a look at the numbers.
And we always keep an eye on that very first inning for Daniel Hudson. It has been a thorn in his side this year.
High fly. He beat him with a rising fastball. And so in left field, Gerardo Parra is there, and Parra puts it to bed defensively. We've seen Parra. There's Young, there's Upton. Outfield. Infield, Ryan Roberts, Stephen Drew, Kelly Johnson, Juan Miranda back at first. And Miguel Montero catches Daniel Hudson. And Ryan Roberts seeing quite a few assignments. I guess you'd say about 5 days a week he receives the start now on average. And if it's not at third, they'll move him over to second for Kelly Johnson. But now Kelly, you can't get him out of the lineup.
No, he's not going anywhere for a while. But you just have to. Kirk Gibson just wants to find a way to get Ryan Roberts' energy somewhere in the ball game. It might be left field. It could be anywhere.
Fly ball again off the end of the bat. Young broke back, now comes forward. He has picked it up. Hey, talk about the first inning, not only watching Hudson very closely, but watching for the sake of the Diamondbacks, Javi Vasquez. It has been first inning blues for both of these pitchers. This is in the big leagues. Most first inning runs allowed this season. We saw the Dempster blow up that really ruined that first inning for him.
That was what, 7?
But Daniel Hudson in the first inning, opponents hit 400 against him this year. And he had, I think, and you can tell me I'm wrong on this one, Gracie, and folks at home, he had, I think, figured it out until he hit a bump in the road in Houston again.
Well, there was some shoddy defense from behind him.
Good point.
Some of it his own.
Good
a comebacker that he could not come up with, and that led off the game. Michael Bourne ended up scoring.
Now, again, he won the game. We want to keep reminding you of that. The Diamondbacks were down 6-0, and he won the game. There's that change.
Exactly, which once again goes to show all's right that ends right.
Well, it's funny you should say that. It did end right. In Reno here recently, pitched very well, Barry Enright.
Beautiful change up there from Daniel Hudson. 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning.
Into the dirt it goes with the changeup. And it's no surprise that after the contest, like when we listened to Ian Kennedy after the game last night, Hudson said, I put my teammates in a hole. They bailed me out, and I thank them. It won't happen again, or at least I'll do my best that it doesn't. Out front of 3 straight changeups. 1, 2, 3.
I want to hear about Barry Enright.
Well, all's right that ends right.
Okay.
Gibson, what a roll it has been. His overall record back within 10 games of 500. That's the kind of roll it has been. Ryan Roberts in our Southwest lineup is at top of the order. Then it's Kelly Johnson, Justin Upton, Stephen Drew. Chris Young is the center fielder. Miguel Montero, he's behind the plate. Juan Miranda, Gerardo Parra, and Daniel Hudson, who's a good hitting pitcher, by the way. Veteran and a former Diamondback at one time, 34-year-old right-hander, Javier Vasquez. And learning this year and last year as well to deal with velocity that is down.
Yeah, when he came up with the Montreal Expos a long time ago, he could run it up there in the mid-90s as well as a really good changeup. Now, he's got to learn to hang around the high 80s as he gets older.
As he fires strike one, Vasquez, his last 2 starts, though, he's starting to figure it out. And when you get a salty veteran who is making the change, if you will, And he starts to figure it out, advantage pitcher. As that one is another fastball. Still right away, second pitch, 90 miles an hour. We want to make it clear, Javi Vasquez doesn't suddenly throw 81.
No, you're not going to see a Jamie Moyer fastball out here. You're still going to see very good stuff, a very good curveball and changeup behind that fastball.
Those outings were Tampa and at LA that you saw. As that one is high to Ryan Roberts. Roberts 27 walks this year with an on-base percentage of .385. Been a long time since Arizona's had a classic leadoff hitter, but not a bad choice with Roberts as often as he reaches. 2-2. He's trying to reach back and get a little more velocity, isn't he?
Just not quite finishing those last two.
Vasquez has won 10 or more games in a season 11 times in his career. Fastball, fly ball, center. Coughlin going back, has a good beat on it. Turned his head, ran to a spot, turned around and was just about under that ball. Morrison and Stanton flank Coughlin. On the infield, Greg Dobbs, Emilio Bonifacio, still no Hanley Ramirez. And John Buck is behind the plate. Hanley Ramirez, they hope to have him going on the homestand upcoming starting Friday for the Marlins. But this entire series, stiff lower back. Here's Kelly Johnson.
That bad Ian Kennedy, Daniel Hudson muscle back there. That can be painful.
I don't know why you just don't want to hit in this ballpark.
That's a pitcher's ballpark when those guys are throwing. Ian Kennedy loves throwing in this ballpark. Anibal Sanchez didn't have a problem throwing here, did he?
No. Ian was, as he told you after the ball game, folks, just okay last night. Expects much better of himself than 5 innings and 3 runs. Kelly on the ground. That slider was in, and on 0-2 he got tied up. But Johnson is red hot, as Justin Upton is as well. Justin Upton on this homestand is 7 of 9. 7 of 9 with 2 homers. That's Memorial Day. And that's yesterday. So 7 for 9 on the homestand. Swings and he misses at a fastball away. A big swing there.
He was trying to pull that outside fastball. If he tries to drive it the other way, he's got plenty of power the other way as well that we've seen this year.
Defensively, they play maybe a step to pull is all. Just about straight up defensively. First baseman way off the line. Right back to the screen it goes from Upton. A little bit of sunlight peeking in at a 4:40 start. And we trust to this point in the day you've had a good day. Thanks for inviting us into your home, or for maybe some of you into your place of work. It still
might be work time.
Into the dirt it goes from Vasquez. Vasquez in 2005. There you go.
Yeah, go ahead and throw your tie on and come on over and watch a good ball game.
And if you're still watching right now and you look like that, loosen the knot over and come over from the office.
Yeah.
We need you over here. Need a little noise. 2-2 the count. A little more anyway.
Well, yeah. Nobody likes a quiet ballpark.
Florida Marlins will travel back, but they are off tomorrow. And they will arrive in South Florida about 5 a.m. High pop up and into the seats it goes.
Well, they'll be just fine.
Well, they'll sleep. They're off tomorrow.
Yeah. Like we are once we leave Florida after that Monday night game.
Oh, no, the Giants come to town. The Giants come to town, and there's a game the next day.
So we have to play a night game in Miami?
Miami. Right, and fly back from Miami to Arizona and then play the next day. Ground ball, and it's gobbled up there. Just in time. Emilio Bonifacio got his old minor league teammate with that one.
Night game in Florida?
Oh, yeah. Back here at Chase Field, Daniel Hudson has completed his warm-up tosses as he faces Gabby Sanchez, who has had a monster series. A lot of families in attendance here. Summer is upon us. We know a lot of you packed up the kids and took them to the ball game today. Still plenty of time if you live nearby. These kids are asking for just another peanut butter sandwich. Bring them down.
Yeah. We'll find them something to eat.
1-0 the count. Sanchez, South Florida, born and raised. And a changeup drops in there. 1-1 the count. Well, quite a ball player, Gabby Sanchez.
I love watching this guy hit.
This one, though, Daniel Hudson with a nice play. On a comebacker, had him reaching, extending, and a one-hopper back to the mound. One of our favorite bits is the word of the game now. And, of course, every game in June you can win tickets to FanFest. Log on to foxsportsarizona.com and win a chance to go to FanFest. The word of the game, Griswold. The word of the game is Griswold.
As in, we are the
Griswold family.
Ah.
It's June. School is out. It's time to take a vacation, take a trip. We know a lot of folks are coming to visit and see baseball. They travel to Arizona as well. Some travel out of Arizona, but we travel around the country. Really, the Diamondbacks and their traveling party, very similar to the Griswold family.
Oh, Cousin Eddie, you shouldn't have. Really, you shouldn't have.
The 0-1. Inside to Greg Dobbs. 1-1 the count. Dobbs is really, speaking of vacations, feels like he's on one in South Florida in comparison to last year in Philadelphia. Fastball beat him, but it's popped up and it is into the seats. Well, if you think you hate it now, folks, wait till you drive it. The Griswolds.
Oh, the family truckster.
There they are. P. Green, that beautiful family truckster, on their way to Wally World.
Good talk, Russ.
So that'll be some different interactions. Baseball, in a sense, a traveling show. The Marlins will take their trip back. Feel like the Griswolds when they wake up at 5 a.m. and they've landed. As that pitch is low.
First time. That was the only movie where I ever heard Christy Brinkley called ugly.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, The 2-2. High drive. He might say that's an ugly pitch. Let's watch. Up against the wall. It stays in the ballpark, but these Marlins have proven that the record that they play with, and that is a team chasing the Philadelphia Phillies at 31-22, not a fluke at all. They can hit.
Changeup stays up in the middle of the zone, and Dobbs does a great job of waiting back, recognizing it, letting it travel, and just smashing it on a short hop off the left center field wall. And our first base runner of the game belongs to the Florida Marlins.
For Hudson, this is the first time he has ever faced the Florida Marlins. And he sees now the dangerous and young Mike Stanton. High fly ball, deep left field, Parr going back. That one is out of here. Two to nothing Florida for Stanton, his 12th home run of the year, RBIs number 30 and 31. And Daniel Hudson, this season, has allowed just prior to that one home run in 159 at-bats against the right-handed hitter.
Well, not many right-handers are as big as this young man. Fastball right down the middle. And he hits it a long, long ways. Dobbs, look, yep, you can go ahead and start trotting. You don't have much to worry about. Marlins 2, Diamondbacks nothing.
And so John Buck takes outside, the Florida catcher. Buck just 3 of 27 on this road trip that has taken Florida to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and now here in Arizona. That pitch dives low, and the count 2-0, and he did not go around upon appeal. Sam Holbrook asking Jerry Davis. Greg Gibson is the second base umpire. Todd Titchener the third base umpire. Changeup on 2-0. The best teams on the road in the month of May. Number 1, the Florida Marlins.
Oh, I believe it. These guys are good. They have got a very good pitching staff. Some guys with a lot of power, as we just saw from Mike Stanton. John Buck just got a fastball right down the middle, but missed it.
Mr. Stanton, the rarity of your homer as a right-handed hitter is tied in with the fact that Hudson has allowed 3 total homers all year. That one's belted. Right field, but it's playable. Upton is there. Buck is really struggling, as we mentioned, and some were surprised to see him in there today. Maybe a day off. But they love what he's doing as a catcher. They love, Edwin Rodriguez does, what Buck is doing with his pitching staff. Two to nothing is the score. Emilio Bonifacio. 1-0 the count to the speedy former Diamondback. Outside to Bonnie, as Gracie used to call him.
I did. Enjoyed calling him that, too. It was one of the better nicknames.
He could run. Still can. That one into the right field corner. We're about to watch him run. It bounces over the wall so he can dial it back.
And Daniel Hudson getting hit very hard in this inning. I mean, 2 ringing doubles and 1 ringing long ball. So Daniel got to try to find that release point and stay out of the middle of the plate. I mean, right down the middle. Bonnie, as my partner likes to call him, as well as myself, rips it for a ground rule double.
Has been playing a lot of shortstop. Bonifacio in the absence of Hanley Ramirez for the last couple of days. He's been hitting when he's been doing it. He's had a nice road trip.
Don't give up on Javi Vasquez either. He swings it pretty well. There it is.
Like on cue into center field. The speed of Bonifacio on display now as he flies around. Gracie mentioned it. He's 3 of 16 with an RBI this year. 108 career hits. He's homered as well in his career, and that's an RBI.
I think Daniel just got a little bit lazy mentally out there on that pitch. Just a fastball right down the middle. Probably disappointed and still thinking about the home run and the double from Bonifacio, and just forgot about what he was doing out there. Just threw a batting practice fastball right down the middle. And just like that, 3-0 Marlins. Anybody with a bat in their hand is dangerous. Any pitcher will tell you that.
Florida, by the way, was 1 for their first 19 with runners in scoring position in the first 2 games. Today they're 2 for 2. That one dies in center field, but it's a base hit nonetheless. Chris Coughlin. So the Marlins are rocking and a rolling here early on.
Now that ball wasn't hit all that hard, but it was just hitting the perfect spot. Daniel can live with that. A first pitch changeup, cued right off the end of the bat, but right in the right spot. 5 hits here in the inning. Daniel Hudson looking for that elusive third out.
That pitch dives out of the zone. We talked about the first inning troubles for Hudson.
Not today.
Well, really, in the only other inning that has caused him any trouble, there are none, actually. I mean, it's been the first inning. He has given up 3 runs in this inning. He had given up 5 in the second inning all year. There's a slider. You know, he's opening up that toolbox and going to something else now, isn't he?
That's the slider right there, exactly. He's going to have to open up his entire arsenal here, as the Marlins have started to really hit him hard here in the second inning.
Pitch misses outside. It's a changeup, and the count is 2-1. What would you have told yourself against a guy with a unique arm whip like Hudson?
No, usually a guy like him, you have to look for the firm one, the fastball. He's got a very good fastball.
He looked for it, but he just shot it the other way in contact. They seem to be whatever they were looking for, they seem to be getting. Gracie and I will talk more about Hudson. It was a tough inning. 3-0. In 2005, Javier Vasquez was the opening day starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he had a really tough day. The Chicago Cubs came to town, knocked him about the ballpark. There may be some familiar ball players for you. Now, Vasquez that year did go in and won double-digit games. He won 11 games that year. But that was not his day.
That wasn't his best day.
That was his Diamondbacks debut as well. And Vasquez that season, and he was traded that winter as part of a multiplayer deal, and the heartbeat for the Diamondbacks coming back the other way was Chris Young. from the Chicago White Sox, as that one grabs the outside corner. Strike one to Stephen Drew, and there's the man, part of that package deal, was traded for Javier Vasquez.
You think they have any sense of that trade still? Hey, this guy was traded for me.
I asked Chris,
I need to homer off of him.
I asked Chris before the game to give me his Javi Vasquez scouting report, and he started going into, we've heard the velocity's dropped a little bit. And he had actually forgotten he was traded for him.
Really?
And then he remembered, oh, yeah, that's right, that was him. Changed his life forever.
Well, did.
It was Orlando Hernandez, Luis Vizcaino, and this young kid by the name of Chris Young. As that one is inside. Nope, he didn't go around. Stephen Drew.
Did he go? Ooh, boy, that one got out there an awfully long ways, but.
Well, that'll be a break for the Diamondbacks.
Todd Tishner said no.
The 2-2. Stephen lifts that one. It's hugging the line. A long run out there from Morrison. There you go. Ball that finds green grass. Drew hustling on in there, and he's out. Wow.
Great play, Logan Morrison. Great play. Perfect throw to get Stephen Drew, who was thinking double all the way. I don't have a problem with that decision by Stephen Drew. That's just a great play with all his momentum going the other way. Throwing a strike into second base and a good tag there by Omar Infante, and he was out.
No better feeling as a pitcher. You give up a Texas leaguer, and just like that, it's cleaned off. And kudos to Greg Gibson, who was in the perfect spot to make that call and made the right call.
Oh. Easy call.
Here's Chris Young. That pitch is low and away. As he faces Javier Vasquez. 2 for 8 in this series with a run batted in. He is 2 for 6 career against the man that he was traded for.
And Darren was talking to him earlier. He said there's bad blood between these two because they've been traded for each other.
Well, there's not. 1-1 the count. I really said that as Miguel Montero waits on deck.
I'm sorry.
Bouncing ball, and they're going to have to hurry. Long throw away. 2 fabulous defensive plays in this inning by the Marlins. 2 on balls that could have been hits.
Yeah, Greg Dobbs not a guy that gets a lot of time at third base, but he gets it over there just in the nick of time to just ahead of Chris Young. Nicely done.
Hey, don't forget, every time a Diamondback player hits a homer, as those guys are trying to take every extra base hit away, Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. You love seeing those guys behind you if you're a pitcher, and then you do it yourself. Miguel Montero, 3 great plays in the inning. And the Diamondbacks come up a little bit frustrated. Go get him, Miggy. Go slam something. Join us on the weigh-in. It's delivered by the UPS store at Facebook, Twitter, and Fox Sports Arizona. What ballpark would you like to visit and why? What ballpark would you like to visit and why? Summertime, traveling time, kids are out of school. As Hudson sails that changeup up and out of the zone to Logan Morrison. It's a fun conversation. We're fortunate enough to, for our job, travel to the great venues around our country. As that's another changeup, doubled up on him, 1-1. You've been to all of them, yes?
I believe so, yes. I've been to
Minnesota and Yankee would be two of the newer ones.
Yeah, I've been to all of them.
You have a favorite out there on the road?
Boy, that new Target Field in Minneapolis is tough to beat.
You just answered the question for me because I've never been. That's where I would like to travel.
And then the new Pittsburgh ballpark where we're about to go is a fabulous ballpark. I love Camden Yards in Baltimore.
Into the dirt with a fastball. Hudson trying to find his release point. It's been a tough run for him, especially the second inning and now starting things out here in the third. I would love to go to Target Field where the Minnesota Twins play. That one is rolled foul. 3-2 the count. Heck, I know they're excited in South Florida. They're opening up a brand new baby next year. Beautiful ballpark where the Orange Bowl used to be, and when it rains now in South Florida, they'll close the roof.
Oh, thankfully, because it rains every day in South Florida during baseball season, at least.
Line that will send Parra toward that corner. Can he cut it off before the triangle? He can't. Leaves his feet. Took a chance. It didn't cost him anything though, because it was a sure double.
Boy, Daniel Hudson, another rocket off the bat of a Marlin. I think it's time to go to plan B. 3-2 fastball, bang, beautiful piece of hitting. But you just don't see Daniel Hudson get hit this hard. I mean, these aren't bloops. These balls are smoked. And no strikeouts yet, Darren, so kind of makes you hopeful that he'll be able to find his way through it. This is a good start.
Roberts keeps his feet moving. The third baseman skips across the diamond and uncorks a strike. Ryan Roberts picked on a ball that was hit off of a slider against Hudson. And you're right, you hope he can find it. With regard to strikeouts, he's a strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that this year has 64 strikeouts in 72 innings. He's been about 8 strikeouts for every 9 innings of work. There's always that little extra gear that you can look for Hudson.
Right. We haven't seen it yet today.
And so when you're Hudson and you go through that at just 24 years old, to me, that's where you make the adjustments, and that's at times for a younger pitcher can be a tall challenge to totally evacuate who you've been and to go about it in a different manner. Seeing more changeups, I think, this inning. Fastball up.
But he buried it inside and jammed him. It was the location that got the jam pop-up. That's the same guy that hit a rocket off the left field wall in Greg Dobbs. Well, watch. Miguel wants it inside. That's right where it goes and gets him right off the label. Good pitch.
So when we watched Anibal Sanchez do it with mountains of success last night, that's what Hudson just did. He went change up to show and well-located fastball after that. Pitches outside. 1-0 the count to Mike Stanton.
And if I'm Miguel Montero and Daniel Hudson, I'm just putting 4 fingers up and let's go after John Buck on deck. I'm not messing with this guy.
And here's one of the reasons why, and Montero wants to talk to him. Here it is. A long, long way.
I think Miguel Montero just got a slider for a strike, and he's like, Daniel, there's a guy on deck hitting 204. And the guy in the batter's box just hit his 12th home run of the season. Let's be a little more careful.
He leads his team with 12 homers. Jay Bruce leads the National League with 16 total. It's a better spot for that.
That's a much better pitch. Nobody's going to hit that one. And hey, you know, they may get away with it. That's a perfect pitch right there. They may get away with pitching to him, but I ain't doing it.
The 1-2. Tried to waste up and out of the zone. Stanton last year in his rookie year had a 5-hit game. 5 hits and 4 RBIs in another game. 5 hits and 4 RBIs in your rookie year in a game. Broke his bat. Fastball in. The two players collide. Let's hope they're okay. Hudson went racing for that ball. From the moment it went in the air, Hudson was on the attack for that ball. Miranda coming in.
It looks like Hudson's just fine. It's Miranda that took the brunt.
Well, put us in the shoes of the first baseman here, Gracie.
All right, catch it. I mean,
he obviously wasn't
Hudson
called
had
off.
a lot further to go than Juan Miranda had to go. For a right-handed hitter up, it's really not that far to go for Juan Miranda. Unless he was playing short right field. Try to see where he started. Okay. Nobody called for it. So we'll do it again. Let's hope everybody's okay.
And a break there for Stanton because he made a whale of a pitch to him before. Now that one's driven to right. Toward the corner it goes. Stanton, fair ball, off the wall. It rolls a long way away from Justin Upton. Meantime, Stanton is racing on around. It's a triple. Two defenders collide. A ball drops in. The very next pitch, a triple off the wall with that base open. They went after Stanton and he burned him.
Yeah, the mistake wasn't the collision. The mistake was going after Mike Stanton in that situation when you've got John Buck on deck. But that's what we're up here for, to talk about those things, Darren. It came back to really haunt the Diamondbacks there, going after the young star instead of a guy that's right now hitting 202 in John Buck and hasn't had a hit this entire series.
Buck on this road trip, and again a 3-city road trip, is 3 for 28. 3 hits and 28 at bats. The Marlins, too, by the way, have picked the final game of this series to roll out a bunch of timely hitting. They weren't doing the same thing early on. Change up, 1-1 the count. They're just enjoying themselves today. They're fine with this 4 o'clock start time. Buck fouls it off, beaten with the fastball. 1-2 the count to John. He's now started 47 of Florida's first 54 games. They're just underway in St. Louis. San Francisco Giants, St. Louis Cardinals. Just getting started. Diamondbacks in first place by a half game over the San Francisco Giants.
Any questions?
Well, that's frustrating for Hudson, I would imagine. When he finally does go after Buck, he puts him away quite easily. There was a shot to retire playing indoor baseball. Our Geico quote. Of course, Quest has become CenturyLink. We know that, our fine partners. But we still have to talk about Quest a little bit, the different kind. Our Geico quote, this is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. A quest for fun. Clark Griswold. First day of June. It's vacation time for many families out there. We're talking ballparks. As in this ballpark, the Marlins are really enjoying their quote-unquote vacation here.
They've enjoyed just about every vacation they've had this year. They are very good on the road.
Most road wins in the month of May, 11 of those. Arizona won 9 times as Juan Miranda shoots that one a mile high, giving chase, running out of room there. So that's a foul ball on Miranda. See, there's some travelers.
There we go.
Hello to all our family and friends in Miami. Good stuff.
They came here to get out of the heat.
You mean indoors?
Oh.
Just Arizona.
Yeah. 100 degrees, wasn't it, today?
It's getting there now. It's time. Soon there will be no looking back. We still have great evenings, though. We still have good nights, folks, where it's mild. You can go sit outside. That'll be gone soon. 0-2 the count.
The monsoons will cool things off for us.
That one sails outside.
And that'll take us right into September and October baseball, playoffs, football season. Well, won't be one of those.
1-2 the count. The Cuban native awaits. And that one is a breaking ball. That's a strike.
That was a thing of beauty there. Vasquez making it look very easy. And the D-backs have come out a little flat today.
2-2 the count. Anibal Sanchez was great. He might have started the flattening. There's strike 3. I was just ahead by a strike, and Miranda goes down on a big, slow curveball. Different look than the other breaking balls.
Yeah, he just takes a lot off that one. Way out in front of it was Miranda. Vasquez looking very sharp early.
We're getting all sorts of notes, by the way, at ballparks you'd love to travel to.
What are we getting?
There are many different avenues. One is D-backs Booth on Twitter. Jonathan says, love to go to Fenway. It's just historic. I would love to go. Pretty good answer. Rhonda says PNC Park, Skyline, and the Permani Brothers sandwich.
Oh, man. Boston's a wonderful place. Wonderful city, wonderful ballpark. Pittsburgh, we're on our way there. I love that ballpark. I'll tell you what, the city's come a long way since the steel industry was struggling about 20 years ago. It's a nice city to visit now.
The 0-1 to Gerardo Parra. Swings right through it, 0-2. Kyle says Petco Park. I'd love to go there. Nice cool weather. San Diego, of course.
See some low-scoring games there.
You can actually sit on the sand, though, and watch a game.
That's exactly right. We did that.
In on the knuckles. Fly ball, center field. Hangs up long enough. And long enough for the play to be made out there by Coughlin. We also have a good one, Gracie.
What's that?
Our good friend Jenny, one of the loyal Diamondback fans.
Okay.
And she says Target Field, and she says
Minnesota,
they have great wheelchair accessibility.
Ah, yes, for our handicapped friends.
Way to go, Jenny. I just want to go there because it looks neat as well. Gobbled up out there. 1, 2, 3. Go the Diamondbacks. The 7, 8, 9 slot in the order. Daniel says Miller Park brought some beer.
Attaboy.
What are the 5 most visited tourist destinations in the United States? The 5 most visited tourist destinations in the United States.
Topeka, Kansas.
Sure, there's some great spots in Topeka.
I've been to many.
I've been to
cool little town.
I've been to Liberal, Kansas, and Elkhart, Kansas, but never Topeka.
Leading off for Florida, shortstop Emilio Bonifacio.
Tourist destinations.
Like cities or just actual
I'm guessing,
places in the city?
I'm guessing destinations. Like.
Okay, I'm going to guess the Grand Canyon. Then I quit.
Here is Emilio Bonifacio. That one sails outside. 1-0 the count. That one is a changeup to Bonifacio, up 2-0 the count. Emilio in this ball game. Doubled and scored back in the second inning. A 2-0 changeups. Boy, a lot of changeups from Hudson. You think he just doesn't quite believe in his fastball today?
His fastball's been squared up quite a few times. That time
that's a good one.
Threw it right behind that changeup, and he also had a little bit of elevation on it just above the belly button of Emilio Bonifacio. And he threw it right by him.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count.
Going to come back with one inside now. And he got it there. That's the first strikeout of the game for Daniel Hudson. That was pretty.
He certainly made his pitch. A called strike.
Pitcher Javier Vasquez.
And that's just right on the money, and that one just froze Bonifacio. Nicely done. He's going to have to keep those Marlins right where they are. I'm sorry, that's his second strikeout of the game. He got John Buck to end last inning.
Much to the chagrin of those that watched Mike Stanton double off the right field wall, triple off the right field wall. There's
including our friend John Shambi, who's watching.
Fine network announcer, one-time voice of the Florida Marlins.
He does a great job. Proud to have him watch.
Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes.
And he's paying a little more attention to Javi Vasquez in this at-bat than he did the last one. I'm glad John Shambi also agrees that this is definitely a pitcher's ballpark.
Well, he said quite the opposite. The 0-2 is outside. 1-2 the count.
Make your pitches in this ballpark, boy. You'll win.
The 1-2. A little topper, and it's a foul ball.
Well, that gives me an opportunity to talk to you folks about getting your tickets for this weekend's D-backs games versus the Nationals, and be sure to look for our value items all around the ballpark. For just $1.50, you can get a hot dog, a corn dog, a small popcorn, or a small Pepsi. And for just $4, you can enjoy a 14-ounce beer. You can't get that anywhere else, folks. For tickets, call 602-462-4784 or visit dbacks.com/value.
Pretty good read there.
That
pitch is outside. Well, I'll let you know.
It's a nice coat.
3-2 the count. No coats needed, even though those kids have come inside, as that one is on the ground out to Stephen Drew. Shortstop out of Florida State scoops it up, fires it on across for the second out of the inning.
Center fielder Chris Coughlin.
Anya joined us online. She said she'd love to visit Camden Yards.
Yeah, wonderful ballpark.
I think it gets forgotten now sometimes because it was the first of the newer ballparks.
And it's still one of the best, if you ask me.
I'm always reminded when we have the opportunity to go back and do an Orioles series, what a great ballpark it is. Chris Coughlin takes a pitch that is low, a changeup, 1-0 the count. Right there near the Babe Ruth Museum. Great location. Right there by the harbor.
I know where the harbor is.
1 the count.
Is the Babe from Baltimore?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that. See, you learn something new every day.
And it's his birthplace.
I did not know
Babe
that.
Ruth Museum right there. The 1-1. Over the outside, 1-2 the count. Hudson, his birthplace, Lynchburg, Virginia. Went to Old Dominion University after Princess Anne High School. As that one is out of the zone. Originally a Chicago White Sox 5th round pick in 2008. Daniel last year in the trade that sent Edwin Jackson to the Chicago White Sox. Change up to the right side. Miranda hustles to the bag just a step in time. So there's a clean inning. Let's hope there are some runs, some hits to follow. Five most visited tourist destinations. I mean, are we talking about places like Disney World? Well, there you go, the Magic Kingdom, National Mall and Museums in D.C., the Las Vegas Strip, and Times Square in New York.
And one place I can't pronounce in Boston.
Faneuil Hall in Boston. Number 4.
What's that?
On the Patriots Trail downtown. More visited than the Grand Canyon.
Well, we need to get more people out to Arizona and visit the Grand Canyon. It's much better big league than a couple of those places.
The 1-1. Roberts beaten with the fastball. Vasquez at 90 miles an hour. Ended up hitting the guide wire, then bounced off a railing. And now it's a souvenir. Still shaking down there. Hit that guide wire, Gracie.
Yeah, it did. Diamondbacks, they've gotten one hit, but Javi Vasquez has faced the minimum.
That one bounces in there. Arizona has faced Javi Vasquez 15 times in the franchise history. He's 5-3 with the 3.92. They got to him last year when he came in as a Yankee. He gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. Roberts thought about it. 3-2 the count.
Tatman. All right. There we go.
Vasquez not quite ready. He will start it up again. The Puerto Rican born right-hander deals a 3-2. That's a slider. It's strike 3. When you think about the month of May, and certainly it was a memorable month, you think about guys that made a difference. Justin Upton, 25 RBIs in 29 games, and wins. In wins, these were the guys who were there, and losses, they weren't. And so for Arizona, that's this season, actually, all season long. They need those 3, and especially Roberts. Roberts is a guy who, in many ways is from start to finish of this season. At this point, every single game has been one of the most important players.
No question. He's been the energy provider on the base paths, out in the field, at the plate.
Kelly over the top of a breaking ball, a slower curveball there.
And these Diamondbacks, they create havoc. They steal a lot of bases when they get on base.
Roberts hiding underneath his towel back there on the bench.
None too pleased with swinging at that 3-2 breaking ball.
It's a good pitch. Johnson.
Oh, boy.
Fouled that one off his leg. Ouch. Hey, quick reminder, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase. I'm calling this a foreshadowing. From 4 to 6 the following day. Or at least you hope so. A lot of youngsters with school out, making their way down to the ballpark with mom or dad or their buddies. 1-2 the count. Change up, that's strike 3. Inspired by the efforts of Anibal Sanchez last night, that's a great change up.
Well, the word is certainly out, and it's been out for a couple of years, that these Diamondbacks like to hit fastballs. And if you can control and command your off-speed pitches, you're going to have a good chance to have success against these Diamondbacks. And we saw it last night from Sanchez, and we're seeing it tonight, or I guess it's still this afternoon, from Javi Vasquez, who came into this game with an ERA over 6.
Randy St. Clair is the pitching coach for the Florida Marlins, and in a conversation that he had with Anibal Sanchez after the game, they talked about the changeup. He said, "Is it the best changeup you feel like you've had?" And he said, "You know what? I don't know. I think it was as much the Diamondbacks." That's what Sanchez said, and their aggression. So I feel like I was able to really capitalize it, which made it feel like it might have been even better than it was. The team that loves to hit the fastball, that conversation backs up what you were just saying.
A team that loves to hit fastballs will usually swing and miss at changeups. If you've got an above average one, and Vasquez has his entire career, he's always had a terrific changeup.
Sanchez had a great one last night. Breaking ball, that one
Another
dives out of
off-speed
there.
pitch. But you have to, and I'm not just saying any old breaking ball or any old change. You have to command them and control them. And so far, Vasquez has done it just as Sanchez did last night.
The remaining 9% on that graphic go to changeups. So when you look at that, you realize it's not a pitch he throws a lot. Out front.
That was one there.
Nice play, banging into the screen. He held on to the baseball. Buck went back to that screen, found his way around. And according to the home plate umpire, Sam Holbrook, didn't use the net to pin it in his glove.
In the top of the fifth inning, Brett Steinke joined by Suns forward Josh Childress. Great to see you. You're sticking around for the summer, right?
I am. I'm just out here just working out and enjoying Phoenix.
You know, I know the Suns were disappointed we didn't make the playoffs this year, but have you been watching the NBA playoffs, and what do you make of the finals right now?
I have been watching the playoffs. It's been a great playoffs. I mean, the best I've seen in years. And I thought Dallas had control of that game yesterday, but, you know, Miami came back and pulled it out. It's going to be a good series, a really hard-fought series, and I mean, you're going to respect the winner.
Yeah. Who are you pulling for? You used to play in the East with the Hawks, and now with the Suns in the West. Any favorites there?
Well, I have a childhood friend in Tyson Chandler, you know, in Dallas, so I'd like to see him win.
You know, we talked before we came on the air. Baseball. It was not your sport growing up. Now, what was up with that?
Yeah, I was pretty terrible. I'm not going to lie. This wasn't my deal. I was actually trying to be a pitcher, and I just didn't have any control. You know, I had a little heat, but no control. So I made the switch to basketball.
Now, we saw Larry Fitzgerald come out here take some batting practice. He did not do very well. Do you think you could top an All-Pro like that?
I'd probably be the same as him. I don't have that skill that these guys have, and you know, it's really cool watching them, you know, up close and seeing how skilled they are, just how good their eyes are.
You know, it's interesting. You came to the Phoenix Suns, and there was a log jam at that 3 spot, but you did a nice job. You kind of bided your time, and at the end of the season, you got some more playing time, and I thought you really delivered. Was it tough for you to come in here and sort of get not a lot of minutes early on?
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely it was tough, and it's something that, you know, just it comes with the territory, it comes with the business, you know, but I have to do a better job myself of just playing better, you know, and forcing, you know, forcing myself to get playing time. And so, you know, that's something I look forward to next year, just having a much better year.
And final question, you know, Thunder Dan Marley, your assistant coach, has great seats. He's a big baseball fan. I think yours might be better than his, though.
They might be. I don't know. I got a pretty good hookup on these tickets, so I'm definitely happy I got these seats.
Josh, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Enjoy your summer here, and we're looking forward to Suns basketball next year. All the games on Fox Sports Arizona, so looking forward to that. Guys, back up to you. He tried baseball. Pitching, just not his thing.
Wow, he could be Gibby's bench coach right down there.
I mean, those are great seats. Thank you, Brad.
That's all right. I couldn't cover power forwards like he does.
Easy chance in center field for Chris Young. Logan Morrison flies out. He is grounded out, doubled and scored, and now flied out to center field. 2 outs in the inning. Daniel trying to piece together a couple of solid innings here. He has 78 pitches. Give his team a chance to at least see what they can do against Javi Vasquez. Javi's been tough sledding for Arizona. They have just 1 hit if you're joining us. And it was a Stephen Drew single, a Texas leaguer for that matter, Gracie. And he was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double.
Steven's starting to grow that beard. Good pitch there.
Beat him with a fastball. Drew goes to work. He says, I've got it. He puts it away. 7 in a row, sat down by Hudson. Let's see if they can find some offense now in the home dugout. It's Gila River Casinos. You can find out how you can play right here at Chase Field. Just head on out to the interactive kiosk near Section 111 during regular season home games. You'll love it. It's a blast. A true interactive experience. It's Kachinko. Brought to you by Gila River Casinos. Steven right back through the box. And a nice play on a pop-up to end the last inning. Legs kept moving with a single. Maybe, just maybe, Arizona gets something going. With all due respect to Steven, this is the first true hit of the ball game.
Yeah, and Steven Drew's 2 for 2. And the rest of the boys, donut, nothing. But you don't have to get them all in one big bite. A couple here, a couple there will get you right back in the ball game. And if you do that, you give yourself a chance to steal one late.
Now an opportunity for Chris Young. Miguel Montero waits on deck. Young swings over the top of an off-speed pitch.
There's that changeup.
0-1 the count. A little bit more teeth behind that one, velocity-wise, the changeup there, but still served its purpose. That almost appeared to be more of a batting practice fastball, if you will, with just a little bit of dive, just a hard changeup. Comes right back with a breaking ball, bottom part of the zone.
Awfully close. Can't be mad at an umpire when he calls that a strike. That's probably, according to that graph, it's just maybe an inch different.
Thought about it and did not go around, so the count is 1-2. Chris Young. He was 0 for 4 last night. He has hit in 6 of his last 8 games. It's a 321 clip during that time. And with an on-base percentage this year, just .292. It's having one of those interesting years. We've told folks about it. You can do it statistically. You can do it baseball-wise, Gracie. Low batting average and a ton of extra base hits.
When he does hit it, he hits it in a gap or over a wall. Not many singles this year.
That one is outside. You look at Young this year in the walks. He's walked 20 times, struck out 49 times. Just trying to reach. He and Prince Fielder came into action today, tied for the National League lead in extra base hits.
It's good company.
Boy, Prince is having a great year.
He's a great hitter, period. Ooh, he got the fastball he was looking for. I mean, that's center cut for him. That's the one Chris Young does his damage on, but he was only able to foul it back. So now he's probably going to get an off-speed pitch from Vasquez. Let's see if he can either lay off of it or make it be somewhere up in the zone where he can drive it.
Buck trying to sell him, looks like on a slider. The 2-2. Just hung around.
See, that was a really good slider from Javier Vasquez, and somehow, some way, Chris Young was able to fight it off. And that can be frustrating for a pitcher when you execute a wonderful pitch just the way you want to do it. You just expect that to be swung and missed. You don't expect to have to regroup and throw something else here.
Head coach Don Baylor, the veteran, looking on, along with a couple of his pupils, his daily pupils, Justin Upton and Ryan Roberts.
So far, I'd be saying, do what Stephen Drew does.
Chased outside. He went slide of the pitch before, then really backed off with a slow curveball.
That's the off-speed pitch. Remember the fastball down the middle that he fouled back? That's the one you want to do your damage on. If you let a guy like Vasquez get away with that one, you're going to get some off-speed stuff after that. And you end up being a strikeout victim. You don't get many mistakes from these great major league pitchers. When you do, you have to take advantage. Certainly easier said than done, but that's the way you do it.
Miguel Montero, he lined right back to the mound back in the second inning. Montero coming on the air, one of the players worth mentioning in the month of May. He has hit in 7 of his last 10 ball games. It's been about a 2-week clip, hitting .350 for Miguel. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count.
Change up. Miguel swung so hard he may have hurt his wrist. He will swing it hard.
He will swing it hard. What he doesn't do is strike out at an alarming rate. Swing and miss early in counts. Doesn't strike out a bunch. 27 strikeouts this year. See if he pieces it back together. On 0-1. High pop. Beat him in with a slider.
Well, as Miguel goes back to the dugout, you guys can still follow the Diamondbacks with MLB.com @BAT11 for your iPhone, your iPad, your Android, or your BlackBerry. Plus, when you check in at Chase Field with an @BAT from your smartphone, you'll earn D-Backs rewards. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit dbacks.com for details.
Nice.
Thanks.
Good read by you.
Thanks.
I was thinking about that pitch to Montero a moment ago from a pitcher's perspective. You probably saw a few of those. Driven to right field, racing and running it down over there as Mike Stanton will continue this conversation. The way Vasquez is working, you better get your words in quick. Shot for Stanton. And then with the base open a little bit later on in the game and John Buck on deck, he tripled off the right field wall.
Inexplicably, he was pitched to.
And he is the story. High fly, Dobbs. Nice play, Miguel Montero. Knew the real estate, sized it up perfectly, got to the low rail, and Dobbs is erased. Miguel Montero with the play.
Right fielder, Mike Stanton.
Here he is, Mike Stanton. Stanton digs in, swings and misses at a slider. Stanton's second-round pick in 2007, another pick in that round. Barry Enright, 6 shutout innings down in AAA today. As that one is off the end of the bat, he's on the move again. Mike Stanton with a single stands now a double away from hitting for the cycle.
He's just a good hitter. He takes a good pitch and just drives it over to the right side. He's just having a great night off of one Daniel Hudson. Some guys you just don't match up well against, and right now Stanton, the young star, certainly has the number of Daniel Hudson, the young star.
There's never been a Marlin to hit for the cycle as that one is outside.
Really?
No, sir. Some good ball players have come through there.
Awfully good ones.
But Stanton, a couple of years ago, the 76th player overall taken. In on the hands, bouncing ball into center field, John Buck. So Stanton moves up. But in that ball game, we were talking about Barry Enright. Reno beat Tacoma today. It's already over. One more time on Buck's single.
Shortstop Emilio Bonifacio.
Right back through the box pitch that was in. It was Enright, Norberto, Stang, and Shaw combining on a 3-hit shutout. But Enright, a couple of years back, was a 73rd player taken overall, and right behind him, a couple of picks, Stanton, both working today and working effectively. That pitch is low. Marlins now with 9 hits in the ball game, and you're looking at 86 pitches for Hudson. If you're thinking double play, he's rolled up 6 of them.
Good luck getting this guy, though.
You hope to get 1.
And you do.
You get a better chance of getting the 2 lead runners. He moved him over, though.
Productive out, and that's what you want to do, even with Javier Vasquez, the pitcher coming up. He's already hurt Daniel Hudson for an RBI single here this afternoon earlier in the 2nd inning. He's also hurt the Diamondbacks with his arm tonight. I mean, he has given up nothing.
Vasquez has been at it for a long, long time. He signed with the Expos back in 1994. He was their minor league pitcher of the year in '97. He looks at a breaking ball. That's strike 1. Good looking pitch. 0-2 the count. Twice a Yankee, Vasquez. He's got 2 base runners out there. Also pitched Arizona, Chicago, Atlanta. To the right side, sending Justin chasing, and into the seats it goes. Vasquez twice in his career was a Yankee, but he was part of Yankees history as an Expo. He was the losing pitcher when David Cone pitched his perfect game against Montreal. 0-2. Boy, good pitch.
Oh, it's a nice job by Vasquez just to hang around. You have to get that foot out of there so you don't hurt yourself. Yet he still was able to make contact and live to see another pitch.
I'm telling you, pitchers aren't supposed to do that.
He's spoiling him. He's just a good athlete. Yes, I said good athlete and pitcher in the same sentence.
I was just letting a hushed silence come over the television world as you said that, so folks could ponder.
Disgusting as that is to say.
The 0-2. Broke his bat. Look at this. Got to make a good play, and they do. Just in time to clean things up. A 0 on the board. Drew with a clean play. Got to get some runs. And 3, the Carson Crusher. It's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play. Matt Williams on May the 1st, or May 31st, I should say. Take us inside of that moment, Gracie.
Well, we all knew that Matt was going to retire after that game. And that's why I was proud to score right in front of him. And I was proud to be on base for his last hit of his career. And I just told him how proud I was of him to go out on a high note like that. And it's only deserved for a guy with a very special man in my life and my career. I learned a lot from that man. I think I may respect him more than anybody I ever played with or against. And I respected everybody I played with and against. But that man taught me a lot about the game that I didn't know in the 13 years until I played with him. Nobody cared and prepared like Matt Williams did.
Was a pinch hit at bat. And he, as you said, in his final opportunity, came up with a base hit.
Double down the left field line in old Qualcomm Stadium.
1,878 hits in his career. More than 1,200 RBIs.
We need him to get that arm a workout down there. I need to see him waving some guys home.
Well, you can say that again.
Diamondbacks already have 2 hits.
Both by Stephen Drew, one of them a Texas leaguer. Another right back through the box on a soft line drive, but a clean hit that one nonetheless. 1-1 the count. Parra couldn't square up the fastball, surprised him with it. 1-2 the count. Sean Burroughs, the third baseman in that game, by the way, in which Matt got his final hit. Hit it right by Sean to go down that left field line. The 1-2. There we go, into center field. Gerardo Parra.
Well, he kept his hands back nicely on that breaking ball and then just drove it. Watch him stay back. The body comes forward, but the hands stay back, and he just rips it. Watch the body come forward, but the hands stay back, and right off his front foot, he just drilled it into right center field. Daniel Hudson, interesting. Going to hit for himself here.
I was going to ask you about that. He's got 93 pitches to this point, but a team.
And they're going to give up an out here. Interesting. You've only got 12 outs left in the ball game. You're down 4. You're going to go ahead and just give them one.
Surprising.
1 or 2 runs, it wouldn't be so surprising. But down 4, he's giving you six innings of 4-run ball. Everybody's staying with him. Tough to argue with what he's done, Kirk Gibson, but well, we'll see.
Hudson in this ball game on the mound. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Again, 93 pitches.
And what you're doing when you're bunting right here, you're basically playing for 1 run. You're trying to get 1 run by bunting here, and that'll get you within 3 runs. So Gibby right now is going to try to parlay this in maybe a big inning later, I'm guessing.
Drops it down. Vasquez off the mound. Got the lead runner. Parra is out.
And unfortunately, it backfired. Yeah, you gave him an out, but it was unfortunately the out you didn't want to give, and that was the one at second base.
So 4-0 the score. Now Hudson has to run the bases. Here's Ryan Roberts. Breaking ball is outside. CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Vasquez 92. Hudson 94 to this point. One and one the count. Marlins scored their 3 runs in the second inning, with 1 more added on in the third inning. Arizona just trying desperately to get something going. Outside from Vasquez. You want a troubling number, folks, if you're a Diamondbacks fan? That was Vasquez's 67th pitch. 67th.
That's incredible.
And a big strike thrower as well.
Doesn't look like a guy with an ERA over 6 coming into this game, does he?
No, he doesn't at all.
Strike 2.
2-2 the count.
Roberts having trouble gauging that breaking ball from Vasquez tonight.
And Vasquez, too, you talk about long balls, he has allowed a ton of them. Over the last decade of big league baseball, no one has allowed more home runs than this man. Over 300 allowed. High fly ball, deep left field. Make that 3-0-2.
Pretty good timing there, Darren Sutton.
Pretty good timing, Ryan Roberts. Makes you feel a little bit better about the failed bunt if you're Daniel Hudson. 4-2 is the ball game. It just got interesting. $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association, Fulton Homes.
We had said he had trouble gauging the breaking ball. That was just a breaking ball that hung at his belly button. Javier Vasquez knows it. Golly, I can't believe I just did that. And that lead has just been cut in half by one Ryan Roberts, who just continues to have a stellar season.
8 home runs for Roberts, now a career high.
Yeah. 24 RBIs, near a career high.
They're talking about it in that dugout. You could hear them, the words changeup, the words slider. They're in there. They've watched all this video, and now all of a sudden they're learning, because he's a salty veteran who's made the adjustments. Their best scouting report is what they've seen so far.
Pretty much. That's exactly right. All right. And he's not going to pitch the same way every single game. He's going to have a different game plan against different hitters. But now just some new life, once again injected into that Diamondback dugout by Ryan Roberts. He brings the energy every single day and night, and he does it again.
Kelly out front, hit it. I mean a country mile, but out front.
God. It was never in doubt.
Way to go, guys.
Distance-wise, but it was about 900 feet foul. And they weren't expecting a souvenir up there, I wouldn't imagine.
No, they'll take it. Every seat a great seat when you're at a big league ball game, but that's just a bonus. Kelly drives that one. Left field, well struck. Going back is Morrison. He cannot make the play. It bounces off the wall. Johnson thinking about three. Heading towards three. Fired in there. A triple for Kelly.
Good decision there by Kelly Johnson to keep chugging on to third. He got in there standing. And now all of a sudden, life injected to this ball club by Roberts. Stays a fastball away. Kelly Johnson, we've seen it a lot, driving the ball the other way. And he beats Morrison on the fly. Over his head he goes. Watch the head stay down. Full extension. And driving that ball over the head of Morrison, and he just scoots on into third base. We're going to have a meeting at the mound right now. Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach for the Florida Marlins, going to come in and try to settle down his veteran. I think Randy St. Clair and Javi Vasquez played for the Montreal Expos at about the same time. That's how long Javi Vasquez has been around.
Yeah, he has been around a long time. St. Clair, one time a pitching coach at that point. And a unique start time for this ball game, and sort of a different size and shape to this crowd, but suddenly they got into it.
No, homers and triples will do that to a crowd. Ryan Roberts, a two-run homer to a stunned, silent crowd, and for good reason. Diamondbacks have done absolutely nothing up to that point. Now just like that, kind of like we saw from Juan Miranda in Houston, Darren. Now Justin Upton representing the tying run.
Rolls that one to the right side. Justin Upton drove in a run there.
That's all it takes, folks. Justin Upton just did a really good job right there of taking the freebie. You don't pop it up, you don't strike out. And that's why it was so important for Johnson to get to third base in that situation with one out. Now you can score on an out, and all of a sudden, you got a one-run ball game.
Swing and a miss at a changeup. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Marlins. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. Now trying to get something going now with 2 outs. At this point, earlier, was the only guy doing anything in the game, and Stephen Drew.
Well, by playing for 1 run, bunting Daniel Hudson, Kirk Gibson had an epiphany, if you will, as that ball is driven away foul of a big inning. And Ryan Roberts and Kelly Johnson, along with Justin Upton, provided thus far a field goal here in the 6th. And Daniel Hudson, he's going to go right back out there for the 7th.
My goodness, is Kelly Johnson hot, by the way.
Going on a limb, are you?
I mean, it's just silly. The extra base hits, the numbers. Swing and a miss. A home run, Roberts, a triple, Johnson, both get it going. Couple of spark plugs for these Arizona Diamondbacks. Many of us came into this inning sound asleep. We were enjoying a nice evening nap on a warm June day. Then Ryan Roberts, as he does so like us on Facebook during tonight's game and receive a coupon for huge savings prize. Sent by Sonic, America's drive-in. It's new, it's better, it's new Sonic good. Daniel Hudson back out there. We found ourselves questioning the decision, and rightly so, that Hudson stays into bunt. Well, somehow that started a rally.
Well, now.
But he's got to pitch well.
I was just about to say, the first part of the decision worked out very, very well for one Kirk Gibson. Now it's up to Daniel Hudson to reward his manager for showing the trust in him. You know what? I'm going to let you hit for yourself. I'm not going to go to my bullpen. I'm going to show you I trust you, Daniel Hudson.
Kelly Johnson can't get there. Leaping the legs, kicking about underneath him, and Johnson on a screaming line drive. Gracie, that was a huge theme of yours on Getaway Day in Houston, the trust.
Yeah, the trust came, and watch that. That's kind of grace-ups right there from Kelly Johnson. Let's see, could you get a Kraft single under those feet right there? I don't know if you could, but Kelly Johnson, you just keep hitting. But it's up to Daniel Hudson to reward his managers for showing the confidence in him to go back out there and pitch the seventh. He desperately needs to put up a 0 here and get his boys right back into the dugout.
This is kind of an engine starter here in Omar Infante, the perfect guy in these situations to start a runner, to steal a base. Infante, this is one of the reasons they got him to play defense and to give a professional at bat. Changeup. That elbow dropping underneath it as he throws pitch number 97 of the ball game.
And also now that opens up with speed on first base and a guy that can handle the bat up here in Infante. Now a hit and run's a possibility. Now even just a straight steal's a possibility. The managerial wheels are spinning. There he goes.
On the move, throw down, and the tag, got him! Thank you, Stephen Drew. He just saved Miguel Montero's bacon.
They play hit and run, and unfortunately for the Marlins, they didn't get a very good pitch to do it. This is a slider down the way, nearly in the dirt. And a great play, as you said, by Stephen Drew. Getting that tag. Let's see, did he get that tag in there? He sure did. He got him right just on the top of the shoelaces, it looked like.
He did.
Well, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 and 1 the count.
No, he really didn't.
No, that's all right. We may have another angle for you.
I had Doug Harvey tell me that one time. He got you right on the shoelaces, Gracie. Does he get him? There was no argument. They got the call from Greg Gibson at second base. The throw certainly beat him.
Bouncing ball. There's Drew again. Fields it at that Diamondbacks logo on his chest and shoots it on across.
Boy, what a different inning this has turned out to be because of the botched hit and run by the Florida Marlins. Now just like that, nobody on and 2 outs. And that's the chance you take when you put those plays on. You had the right guy, but you just didn't get the right pitch to do it. Stephen Drew made a heck of a play over there, making the tag.
Close enough with air quotes around the word.
I don't do the air quotes.
Oh, you always do.
No, I do not.
Pitches inside.
Not a big air quotes guy.
You're always dropping this and that around the big leaguers with air quotes around it. Be careful here. For some reason, you just feel it with Logan Morrison.
Oh, he got in on him. Well,
how about Hudson?
He just rewarded his manager for staying with him. Gibby's kind of becoming a mad scientist.
A little bit.
Up in just a bit after the game, Joe. Lots of baseball to be played, but I want to go to Javier Vazquez. The difference between the first 5 innings and then how the Diamondbacks got to him. How did they do it?
You got to give Vazquez credit. He went out there and executed his game plan. But good teams always make in-game adjustments, and the Diamondbacks did a great job of figuring out Vazquez and scratching across 3 runs to make this a 4-3 game.
We'll talk about that in the post-game show, but we presume there is so much more on the table. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
We can only hope so, guys. We look forward to talking baseball with all of you as Chris Young digs in. Javier Vazquez ready to go back to work as he overthrows the fastball. 1-0 the count. Turned into a smaller shootout at the OK Corral, and that's how Vazquez straddles that rubber as he gets ready to go to work each time. As that one is fired in there. He got a little bit of a cowboy stare as he looks in to get the sign. Watch this. Like a shootout at the OK Corral. Put some chaps and boots on him.
I like it. Oh, Chris Young
coming back your way. Good try, Gracie, on a foul ball. Good effort.
That's his pitch right there. That's the one Chris Young makes his living with. Fastball right down Broadway. Belly button high. Now he's going to have to hit something off speed.
The 1-2. He did hit something off speed, and he got it in there. Into the corner it goes, into the Bermuda Triangle, and he thinks about 3. Stops at second.
Wisely.
Body went forward, hands stayed back, and just enough.
Well, he got something off speed, but as Vazquez starts to get weary in this game, these breaking balls are starting to stay up in the zone. And he just goes down and hooks it past Logan Morrison, and that's going to be all for Javier Vazquez. He knows he hung it, and he knows His 4-run lead has dwindled down to 1. And there's some work to do now for these Florida Marlins.
And work to do for the Diamondbacks. They're still the team down, facing a tough bullpen. He has turned his season around in his last 3 starts. Chris Young, 20 extra bases now, moving him ahead of Prince Fielder with 27. Hunter Pence jumping up on that list as well with Houston. But Chris Young leading the National League. And now Miguel Montero, and it's challenge time. Randy Choate's been at it for a long time. Verizon called to the bullpen, and this year, so far, his finest hour in the big leagues. Against a guy who has been red hot with runners in scoring position, Miguel. 10 of his last 18 with runners in scoring position. That one is outside, and the one thing, I guess worst case, he tells himself, Gracie, is get that runner to third.
Exactly. Find something that you can pull on the ground. Choate doesn't pitch up in the zone. He stays down in the zone with the sinker, the sidearm sinker, and the sweeping breaking ball. But you want something you can pull to this side of the field.
A high strike, like he didn't mean to get it there, as you mentioned earlier. Began his career as a Yankee, did Choate. 5th round pick in '97. Was a Diamondback's farm hand as well. The Rays and the Marlins have been his other teams in the major leagues. Drop down sidearm on him, and I mean way down low. Change arm angles like that? That something new, Gracie, that you've seen?
Well, that's something you have to expect from Choate. You know, he is a sidearm guy, and that's kind of the way he's been his whole career. Really, he got away with a fastball right down the middle there. Now you kind of expect that sweeping breaking ball. That's his strikeout pitch. He needs a strikeout in this situation. Now, if you're Miguel Montero, you have to find a way, somehow, some way, to put this ball in play and get Chris Young to third. Oh, it hit him. John Buck's saying that he stuck his elbow out in front of it, and he may have. And now, yeah, Rodriguez is going to come out and ask the same thing. They're going to say he stuck his elbow out in front of it, and I think he did. This is the old Craig Biggio move, except Craig Biggio had a big old plate of armor on his elbow. Watch the front elbow, folks. I think he did. He moves his back, but he keeps that elbow there. I think by rule, you have to make a concerted effort to get out of the way of the baseball. And Sam Holbrook, the home plate umpire, thought, well, that was enough. Well, that's taking one for the team right there. You don't have any padding on that elbow. Go ahead and take one.
Now you can see him.
Big league on Montero's
You
part.
can see him straightening it out, trying to get the blood flowing. Nothing funny about the funny bone when you get hit there.
Another lefty now, Juan Miranda. Now, do you ask yourself, do you have your first baseman lay down a bunt with a left-handed hitting Gerardo Parra on deck?
Kirk Gibson looks down that bench. There's Melvin Mora, Henry Blanco, Willie Bloomquist, Nady, Burroughs. Those are the hitters that are available for him when he needs to go to the bench. 4 right-handed hitters and a left-handed hitter.
Well, it ain't going to be Melvin Mora. He's just sitting there with a hat on. He doesn't have a helmet on. So Melvin Mora is not going to be pinch hitting. Now, Nady might be down there hitting in the tunnel or something like that. But Melvin Mora, if he was even possible, there's Nady. He's got his batting gloves on. He's probably already loose. But a lot depends, obviously, on what happens here with Juan Miranda. It's his turn to find a way by hook or by crook to get these guys to move up 90 feet.
4 homers and 12 RBIs, earning regular playing time in the month of May. Squares the bunt, drops it down, Choke hops off the mound and fires in time for the out. Wow, that surprised, I think, all of us after that big swing. Kirk Gibson, his coaching staff.
Now they're all going to be on the top step to give Juan Miranda a heap and help and a high fives. What a gorgeous bunt there in that situation. Gerardo Parra is running back to the dugout. Running back.
Here's what happened. He had gone all the way, and amongst the high fives and the cheers, Kirk Gibson, Alan Trammell desperately trying to get his attention. Parra just was in a zone, walked all the way to the on-deck circle. To the credit of the coaching staff, they were trying to get his attention for 20 strides.
And Willie Bloomquist is going to come hit for Gerardo Parra. Like we said, we knew it wasn't going to be Melvin Mora.
They finally now get his attention.
Come here. Oh, okay. And well, to his credit, he got on his horse and headed back.
I want to make it clear. He was about a step away from the on-deck circle. They tried to get his attention for a good 20 steps.
But what a great bunt by Juan Miranda. My goodness.
Just the second sacrifice bunt of his career.
And they're going to put Willie Bloomquist on and load the bases. Nady has now got a bat in the on-deck circle.
Boy, all kinds of fun in this one, huh, folks? Some things that you don't understand, and then they work out. Then when you think something might go down the obvious path, a different move is made.
Well, and also, Juan Miranda, by getting that bunt down successfully and getting the successful sacrifice, you now force the hand of the Florida Marlins. Now, okay, I'm going to load them up. And now you're going to probably have to make a change here.
They've got Edward Mujica, the former Padres right-hander, warming.
And you've also, if they do make a pitching change, which is what they're going to do, Rodriguez on his way out to the mound. Now you can bring Nady right back and maybe use a left-handed hitter in this situation. If they do have a left-handed hitter available, I don't know if they do or not. I'm going to take me a look-see.
Burroughs is available.
Burroughs is available.
We will reset
we got all kinds of nonsense going on. This is big league.
An intentional walk to load him up from third to first across your screen. And Edward Mujica, who was acquired this winter, along with Ryan Webb in the Cameron Maben trade with the San Diego Padres. We've seen him before. He gets after it, Mujica, the veteran right-hander, on for the 24th time this year. What do we remember stuff-wise about it?
Hard thrower. A low, might get it up to 94. And a guy that can get a ground ball if he's staying around the knees. The corner infielders are up. They're going to come to the plate. Double play depth in the middle. X-Nady looking to be the hero again.
Breaking ball got away with the hanger as he dove out over the plate. Jeff Fulcino was on Sunday. Nady, they left him in, and this is what he did. The decisive hit in the ball game late. The Diamondbacks were victorious to sweep the Houston Astros. Pinch hitting, tough way to earn a living.
Oh, a change up way out in front of that one was X-Nady.
Nady, by the way, it has to be pointed out, is 9 of his last 27. So a .333 clip with 6 RBIs and 1 grand slam in his career. Ryan Roberts waits on deck. Bouncing ball foul.
Another change up. That time Nady was a little closer to being on it.
He pinch hit, was retired last night. That snapped an 8-game hitting streak for him. Puts it in play. It's a fair ball and it's dropped. And we're tied. Dobbs went up the ladder for the baseball. His momentum knocked that ball right out of his glove.
Watch what happens. He's so concerned about getting his foot down on the bag, he forgets to catch the baseball. He looks down at the bag to try to get his foot on the bag and throw it across the diamond. But by looking down at the bag, he forgot to look at the baseball, and that's got to go as an error, doesn't it?
Now, there was an out there to be had somewhere.
Yeah, they give it an error, but how about Nady putting the ball in play? That's what you do. You force the defense to make a play, and it works
Roberts,
out.
diving stop with a flip on to first. That is a double play.
That's tough luck for Ryan Roberts. That was a rocket.
Omar Infante to Bonifacio to Gabby Sanchez, but X-Nady, pinch hitter, tough at bat. We are now tied at 4. You can make your own cool play. Fox Sports Arizona, Chaz Roberts, Carrier, and Goodman want you to nominate a deserving Arizona family to win a new air conditioning system. Go to Chaz Roberts /cool play for details. As we, wow, talk about a brand new ball game. David Hernandez, the hard throwing right-hander, takes the assignment. And when he is taking the assignments, just about every time this year, he has been as dependable as they come. We said it last night as the breaking ball drops in there. J.J. Putz, David Hernandez, and Joe Patterson. Those three right now are at the top of the marquee as the starring role in the story of the bullpen.
And David Hernandez got a tough draw. He has got the heart of the order here in the Marlins' eighth.
Well, there's a breaking ball and a nasty fastball, and that one drops in there. Fouled off. And he just hammered that bat. 0-2 the count. It's kind of been a tough spot to get outs over there. Pop-ups to the first base side.
Juan Miranda is playing way off the bag and very deep for a right-handed hitter. I mean, that's like left-handed hitter depth. That's why he can't get to those foul balls. Oh, my goodness, David Hernandez. 3 breaking balls right there for a guy that in the scouting report the Marlins have is a guy that can run it up there 96, 97 miles an hour. Well, what does he do? He throws 3 breaking balls and strikes out a very dangerous hitter in Gabby Sanchez.
This bullpen pieced together with those 3. Kevin Towers brought all 3 of them in, has done a turnabout, unbelievable turnabout. At this point last season, the ERA was nearly 7.5. I mean, we're talking about 4 runs lower.
Golly.
And of course, the home runs allowed. Boy, I just saw that. 14 home runs allowed at this point, 33 last year at this point.
That's an amazing amount of home runs in 2 months last year. But it doesn't get any easier. Greg Dobbs hitting a cool 346 as we speak. Another changeup.
That's down on his depth chart. We know that.
3 breaking balls to Gabby Sanchez for a strikeout. The first 2 pitches here to Greg Dobbs were changeups. I mean, I would imagine these Marlins are over there like, who gave us this scouting report? This guy throws nothing but off speed. He's got to see one here, doesn't he?
On 1-1
yes, there it is.
fastball.
That's more like the David Hernandez that we know. Throw that good, high, firm fastball right by guys.
1-2 the count.
But he sets it up with the off-speed stuff. This kid's got a talented right arm, this David Hernandez.
Acquired in the deal that sent Mark Reynolds to Baltimore this past winter, along with Cam Michalio, relief pitcher as well. Went right back to the fastball to David Hernandez.
That gives me an opportunity to give a shout out to my 2 sons watching the ball game as we speak, Darren Sutton, Jackson and Preston, and their overseer, Laurel Anistet. Better do what she says, boys, because Dad'll be home tonight.
1-2 the count. Breaking ball. He went. No, they appeal.
Wow, Miguel Montero just got away with one right there. Because if you ask me,
I thought he went.
That was a swing. And a lot of times the umpire will protect the crazy call because, and that one just, Miguel Montero just whiffed it. Flat out just whiffed it.
2-2 the count. Went with a fastball into Dobbs. Elk Grove High School in the Sacramento area. Middle round pick, 16th round pick in 05.
Dobbs putting a good at bat right now on Hernandez. Hernandez is throwing some awfully good pitches that have been fouled back.
We're back to that good hammer down and in. Good hard breaking ball.
I like that fastball. Let's see. Well, you like the breaking ball, and for the first time this year, Darren, you were right.
Stick with me, I'll take you places. At least once a year as Mike Stanton.
The off-speed stuff, very good tonight for David Hernandez.
Mike Stanton's been very good as well. He has homered. He has tripled. They pitched to him with the base open, by the way. And he is now singled to the right side. He is a double away from being the first Marlin to ever hit for the cycle. Breaking ball over the top, strike one. Great command of the secondary stuff, as you mentioned. He's changing speeds with the breaking ball, too, which has always been an effort of his. Into the dirt. How about that for an awkward swing?
I think he was looking for a fastball.
Well, you want to get something going offensively. You want to create momentum. Have a lockdown inning like this. For 4-hour score, the 0-2. Breaking ball. He struck out the side. Kelly Johnson leads things off. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. Arizona has stormed back to tie this game. They were down 4-0. 3 runs in the 6th and a single run in the 7th, and here we stand 4-4. This man a big part of the reason. Kelly over the top, looked like a changeup there. 0-1 the count. He tripled in the 6th inning and scored on Justin Upton's groundout. That followed Ryan Roberts' 2-run homer. Fastball. 0-2 the count. Big hits that tell a team, give them the sense that we can come back. Out front, put quite a sequence on him. That one is rolled out.
The 2011 MLB All-Star Game is coming to Chase Field in July. One of the main attractions, the State Farm Home Run Derby, is Monday, July 11th. Tickets are on sale now for the Derby and the game. Get yours by going online at theallstargame.com.
Home Run Derby Monday. Celebrity softball game on Sunday along with the Futures game. Here's Justin Upton. Upton high drive, deep left field, ranging is Morrison. They come together. The center fielder Coghlan makes the play in front of him. He didn't square it up. He hit it, but it came up just a little bit short.
Well, there was some uncertainty certainly between Morrison and Coughlin. Watch Morrison stop, and then they both look at each other, and somehow, some way, Coughlin was able to stick that paw out and make the grab. Yeah, Mujica, like, golly. I'm glad it stayed in the yard, and I'm glad one of them caught that ball.
A little bit of skill and a little bit of luck involved in that one. Well, that could have been
not
disastrous.
Much communication.
That would have been a huge, huge break for the Diamondbacks there. As Steven takes a strike. So bottom of the 8th inning. Arizona has come from behind a lot. It's kind of been what they do this year. Steven rolls it, base hit, right field.
That's his 3rd hit of the ball game.
Boy, guarding that line, Gracie. I mean,
I'm
right on the line.
Not a fan of. I never was a fan of guarding the line. Now, sure, maybe a step, but there's no reason to play right next to the line. What are you going to get? Foul balls? I mean, that right there, and I'm very pleased that Steven Drew got a base hit there, but that was a routine ground ball to the first base. He's not even in your picture, guys. That's where he's playing. What are you going to catch? What are you going to go 3 steps to your right and get foul balls? No, Eric Young can get those in the coach's box. It just doesn't make sense to me. Never did.
Off the bat, naked eye, I thought that was a ground out to first. Then I peeked out and saw.
Well, in the 4th or 5th inning or the early innings, it is a routine ground ball to the first baseman. But some coaches that I had wanted me playing right where Gabby Sanchez is playing. Some coaches, no, stay on. And some just said, you know what, Mark, you play where you want to play.
And the reason, of course, is
Bob Brenly. Bob Brenly let me play where I wanted to play. Always did love him.
1-0 the count. In on the hands. And I guess the thinking is it prevents extra bases?
Well, it's called no doubles defense, just like the outfielders playing very deep. Like right now, if we can get a shot of the outfielders, see how deep they're playing. Their heels are on the warning track. That's no doubles defense. That's nothing's getting over your head to lose the ball game. And it's the same way. See the third baseman here. Look where he's playing. That's no doubles defense. But you're giving up so much room to your left, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's too close to the line.
Boy, that is a good take right there. Very interesting to see all the defensive alignments and how they play a role to the ball game. Kirk Gibson telling the media the other day that when folks come to the ballpark, they follow the baseball. They watch the pitcher, they watch the catcher, and he said that's awesome. It's a fan's right to watch what they want. He was encouraging fans and his players to look around. And just like that, it's thrown away. Speaking of looking around, look at that. Steven Drew moves up. A lot of action right around that first base bag. Keeps his focus there.
Just a poor throw. Actually, a poor catch. That should be an error on Gabby Sanchez. That was not a poor throw.
They give it to the pitcher.
That's just wrong. That's the first time I'll ever be disappointed that a first baseman got an error instead of a pitcher, but he just missed the baseball over there at first base. Now a single will give the Diamondbacks the lead.
Line drive, base hit, left center field. Drew races on around. Young into second with the double. The Diamondbacks lead.
Now the debate will be, Darren, would Steven Drew have been able to score on that ball? It was a quote-unquote short double. Boy, Chris Young just takes a good pitch and drills it into left center. After the error, Matty easily scores Steven Drew, but that ball didn't get to the wall. It was cut off. And we'll have a good debate about that. But look at Chris Young. He's fired up, and he should be. He got another big hit, and that one's with 2 outs. That's doing it.
It would have been close, Gracie. It certainly would have been close.
Oh, while there's a meeting on the mound, maybe we can get another shot of that and see where this ball was cut off out in left field.
Young hit it hard, but as you mentioned, Coughlin got there. Second double of the night. He
certainly cut it off.
Now a change is going to be made. Call to the bullpen. We'll keep that as a hot topic, though, because it's the topic right now. playing very close to the line, throwing the ball away, and then a clutch hit. Back to the night side of things with the Nationals coming to town. Jordan Zimmerman, a talented young pitcher. The record doesn't reflect how well he has pitched. Yuneski Maya, top prospect as well. We love Levo. And then Jason Marquis, you'll see 4 of the 5 Diamondback starters as well. In fact, Duke was great when he worked. Duke on the far right of your television screen. Kennedy, Saunders hiding behind Cole Mentor.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to cover Zach Duke when there was no TV in Houston that night, and I was busy watching the rain out in Detroit. That wasn't very big league. So I missed the
7 shutout.
The wonderful outing by Zach Duke as Mike Dunn takes over.
Nasty stuff. 29 strikeouts, 23 2/3. Does that quite a bit. Misses out of the zone.
A lot of strikeouts, a lot of walks. This is the guy that Justin Upton hit a ball into the restaurant off of a couple of nights ago.
Arizona trying to get a new winning streak started. Outside, not even close as that one sails wide. They also know that at this point in the evening that they are playing baseball in St. Louis. And in that contest right now, the St. Louis Cardinals and San Francisco Giants are tied at 3. Westbrook, Jake Westbrook out of the game. Lincecum, Tim Lincecum still in there. Outside, 3-0 the count.
He's pulled all 3 of his pitches way to the right-handed hitter's batter's box. All of them about at least a foot and a half outside. I would imagine Montero taking all the way here just because he hasn't seen a strike yet from Dunn. And he still hasn't. Up and in.
Well, that quartet likes it. I tell you, Ryan Roberts better not hang around there too long.
I don't want him to start hitting like a pitcher.
You can see the National League West and what it is all about, that quartet and the work they have done. Ryan Roberts, the work he has done. Those are some guys responsible right there in that shot for what has gone on.
No question. Ryan Roberts got him a new haircut.
And good for him.
I'm here to say I'm very pleased that he did.
We really enjoy what he has done.
And we enjoy him as a kid, but that was a terrible haircut.
Oh my goodness. Oh, here's Juan Miranda. They passed around the ballots today for the player of the week, or player of the month, for the pitcher of the month and the rookie of the month. And one of the guys nominated, one of the guys on the select list of rookies was this man. Juan Miranda was one of the choices in the month of May to be the National League's rookie of the month. Fights that one off.
Oh, he is a hard throwing southpaw, this Mike Dunn.
He and Omar Infante for Dan Ugla. That was the trade this winter. Yeah, the two of them trying to shore things up. Dunn just looks mean. That scowl on his face, throwing in the mid-90s from the left side. No fun for left-handed hitters. Blows away Miranda, but Arizona comes through. Stephen Drew gets it going. The aggressive base running draws a pickoff throw that runs awry. And then Chris Young takes advantage. The National League's leader in extra base hits gets it done. Your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. You hope the link into a victory is J.J. Putz as he takes the rock and he rolls. Arizona trying to make it 16 of their last 19 with a win. J.J. Putz is a perfect 16 of 16 on the bump. A microscopic ERA of 1.57. Quick reminder. This veteran, a very good fastball. Low to the mid-90s, touches it occasionally. Secondary pitch is slider, and the put-away pitch when it's right is a split-fingered fastball. The Michigan native out of Trenton, Michigan, 34 years old. First up, John Buck. First up, pop-up, and into the seats it goes. Last year, the Diamondbacks, in save situations, had an ERA that they just soon not talk about. What a difference a season makes. They are already halfway to their save total as a staff, 18, to last year's 35. What a difference a year makes, and that man's right in the middle of it. Fastball, fly ball, it's well struck. Deep right field, Justin Upton goes back, and just like that, over the pool, Buck, with one swing, gets hot. We're tied at 5 and puts his first blown save of the season.
Boy, a no doubter to the opposite field from John Buck. He got a fastball. Belt high, out over, and just destroyed it over the pool area in right center field. You can see belt high, out over, and he did not miss it. And now the Diamondbacks looking to hang on here as we are tied in the 9th, and Bonifacio, who can fly, trying to keep it going.
Goes to hacking at a fastball, 93, 0-1 the count. Putz had given up just one other home run this year. With his team ahead 7-4, he gave up a home run to Ryan Howard on the 27th day of April. That's the only other homer he has given up this year.
Got him to chase a high fastball, 0-2.
Watching games for a long time and covering them as well. This at times is a huge challenge for a closer. Closers are all about energy, momentum, and adrenaline. These are still 3 monster outs he has to get. Split-fingered fastball pops it up.
Left that one up, though.
Haven't you seen it before? A closer, once he gives up the 1, has a hard time getting the 3 outs.
A lot of times, you're right, but a lot of closers will let that get to him. And I think JJ has had enough success as a closer and has been around long enough to have that short memory. But he's got to get Bonifacio.
Fastball is high. You saw Scott Cousins waiting on deck a moment ago. So he will be the next option. As they send another left-handed hitter up there. John Buck with a home run, his 6th of the year. And if he does anything besides being a solid catcher, Buck will homer. He makes a mistake. Hit on a line. You got to hurry if you're Steven. On the backhand, off balance. Got him! Wow, what a play by Drew.
Steven Drew just continues to shine as a defensive major league shortstop. He's got 3 hits tonight. That's the best play that I've seen tonight from him. I mean, Bonifacio can fly just ahead of the flying Bonifacio. And they got the call right, just ahead of the field. Everybody in the Marlin dugout wanted the safe call, but that's a good call there by Jerry Davis at first base.
Here's Scott Cousins. Roberts, even with the bag at third, rest of the infield straight. Hard ground ball down to a knee is Miranda.
Play in the line. Play in the line. No doubles defense. It can give and it can take.
Boy, we've seen
that
both,
time
haven't
it
we?
Gave to the Diamondbacks and took from the Marlins. Both times the Diamondbacks have come out on the high end of that. I mean, that is right down the line, and that is right at Juan Miranda.
Otherwise, that's a hit, right?
Or that's a double down the line.
Okay.
Absolutely it is. So Steven Drew hit a ball that was at routine first base, was a base hit, ended up scoring the go-ahead run. That time Miranda in the right place at the right time.
Fastball over the outside. 0-1 the count. One-run games. Florida's 14-5. Arizona is 13-7. May just be one of those one-run games. That one is fouled off at the plate.
That was the split finger there. That's a good job by Putz. Jumping right ahead, 0-2.
Let me let you peer inside of that Diamondbacks dugout locker room for a second. A lot of those players, including almost all of the pitchers, look up to this man. He's been there for him in the 9th inning, but he's been there for him off the field as well. They'll be looking to pick him up, no doubt.
Darren, I think you and I look up to him.
There's no doubt. I would agree with that.
We respect the way he goes about his business and what a good teammate he is.
So they will relish the opportunity, albeit a challenging one, because it's a battle of bullpens now to pick up their teammate after a blown save. As one of the veterans brought in that's made a difference in Willie Bloomquist. Roberts stirs things up, certainly. Where would this club be in May without him? That's Kelly Johnson, if you didn't know it. The 0-2. All right, time to go to work and pick up your veteran.
Well, he pieced it together after the long ball. Diamondbacks got some hitting to do, though. This is a good game.
done. Every teammate he passed by, every teammate stopped him. Guys coming off the field, Upton, Young, Parra, saw his teammate, walked behind him, went and found his teammate. He had already sat down. Parra made an effort to go find J.J. Puts. Tell him, we'll pick you up.
He's a very respected man in there.
And, of course, if you just flipped it on here, that man broke the string of saves to begin his Diamondbacks career. John Buck with a homer to right.
Well, he killed it, too, the other way.
Clay Hensley, been around for quite some time. He takes the rock and he rolls. Been on the disabled list this year. Left rib contusion, hit by a line drive. And he is a good one. Remind us of the stuff, please, of Hensley.
Well, he's a sinker baller with a curveball. Got a very good curveball. When he's right, he gets a lot of ground balls.
Bloomquist, there is a ground ball. Bonifacio, long throw. Winning run is on. Winning run is on.
Playing the line again. Now the Diamondbacks have been rewarded 3 times in those situations. Twice now offensively and once defensively. Once again, Dobbs playing the line. He can't get to that ball. And Bloomquist just runs way too well. No play at all. So leadoff base runner.
Here is Sean Burroughs. Burroughs came on last night as a pinch hitter. As a matter of fact, he's come on most every day now as a pinch hitter since making it back to the big leagues. Has had just 1 start.
Bloomquist likes to run.
And we'll keep an eye on Willie, see what he has up his sleeves. Squaring the bunt, fouls it off at the plate. Willie, by the way, a quick reminder, 7 stolen bases, but that's in 25 games.
And also, Hensley not real quick to the plate. He's got a bit of a leg kick. I guarantee you, Eric Young and Willie Bloomquist over there at the first base area, they're probably thinking, go ahead and let me steal this thing and then bump me to third.
Burroughs 3 for his last 6 as a pinch hitter. Obviously hasn't dropped down a sacrifice bunt as a Diamondback. Only 7 in his major league career.
You want to, if you're bunting, you want to bunt this to first base.
1-1 the count on Sean.
I think you can just go ahead and take it off now and let him go to swinging. Burroughs not really a home run hitter. Well, I mean, it's safe to say he's not a home run hitter at all.
His last home run, April of 2005, he got Sean Estes. He's never hit a walk-off home run.
Now he's overdue. He had 1 home run at Reno before his promotion to the big leagues.
Just find a gap somewhere, and that's the ball game. Or get a single and keep the inning rolling.
Instead of getting that bunt down, go ahead and drive it in the gap.
You and I are always endorsing that play. One of our favorite plays in baseball.
I'm a big believer in driving it in the gap.
They are deep in those gaps, by the way, and I mean deep, deep in the outfield, which may play into the favor of Burroughs, as you have said. Now he's going to be protecting. When you have a hitter protecting in all that green grass.
Oh, man. And 0-2 is not a very good running count because a pitch out is certainly a possibility on 0-2.
Pulled the string on him, and that is it. And Hensley, something happened there. He has come up injured.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Remember, spent some time earlier this year with a rib contusion, and boy,
whatever he did it throwing a heck of a changeup. He's reaching at his shoulder area, and boy, it's just a crime. That is a crime.
It was like someone reached out and grabbed him.
Yeah, he's going to walk right off. He knows he's hurt. Oh, what a shame. He did it throwing an amazing pitch. He is in agony. It's a changeup. There's the swing and miss, and he just takes him right down. Whatever it was, kind of the front of the shoulder area. Ow. Down he goes. just wish nothing but the best for that young man.
All right, a pitching change here in the bottom of the 9th inning with 1 out, a runner on first. That runner on first, a winning run. He is on first base with a base hit, and of course, you can see a long time needed by Berg Badenhop, so we will let him take his time to warm up. We'll tell you more about him in a minute, but the first vote leaders in different positions for the All-Star game, of course, here at Chase Field. The first set of results are out, and you see Ryan Braun, Matt Kemp, Lance Berkman in the outfield. Placido Polanco, Troy Tulowitzki, Brandon Phillips, Albert Pujols, Buster Posey, of course, out for the season. And that is the National League. Those are the leading vote getters. Let's see what the American League looks like. Hamilton, Granderson, the Grandy Man can. Jose Batista. Look at the baseball world awakening to the long ball. #1 in votes. Wow. And then the Yankees infield.
All Yankee infield.
And catcher, too, Russell Martin. Michael Young at DH.
And that is a crime.
So very, very interesting at the All-Star game here at Chase Field.
I mean, Derek Jeter's a fabulous player, but he's not an All-Star this year.
No, he certainly isn't. He certainly isn't. Kelly Johnson. It is now his opportunity after Ryan Roberts to do some damage. Roberts in deep focus there. What's going on with Badenhop now as he gets loose? We have a minute to talk a little bit about his stuff. Is he the funky one?
Oh, yeah. He's got some funk.
Side
and
wheel
I'm going to make our third base cameraman really happy here, Mickey Wheeler.
What's going on?
Well, Badenhop's got some funk. I mean, he's got Bootsy Collins funk to him.
Oh.
Little George Clinton, huh, Mickey?
Very, very good. I like that.
Now just wait. I mean, he's funky. He's got a funky delivery. He's got a funky breaking ball. But he is effective.
And he had to warm up with the crowd looking on, anxiously awaiting. I always think that you never are totally ready when that happens. You rush it.
Bloomquist now maybe thinking more and more about stealing second base. He's got a very big lead.
You were saying during the break that would be, as a manager, something in your mind only because of the long warm-up, the situation, just looking to throw a strike.
Well, and more so the failed bunt attempt by Sean Burroughs and the strikeout. It still takes an extra base hit. Go ahead and get to second base. And go ahead and score on that single. Badenhop misses down. Ball 1 to Ryan Roberts.
And Badenhop is a big-time ground ball pitcher. That's another reason you wouldn't mind either swiping that bag or putting a runner in motion. He has induced 2 double plays this year already. When he gets hit, it's usually on the ground. Over the outside, that's a strike. 1-1. Roberts got under one in the 6th inning. It wasn't on the ground. It was, as a matter of fact, in the air.
Yeah, hanging slider. He crushes it about 10 rows deep. That got the momentum going. It's turned into a really entertaining ball game since then.
Outside, got on the side of that one. 2-1 the count. 5 runners inherited by Badenhop this year. 2 have scored.
Fastball away.
Runner goes off the plate. The play is to first. All the way to third goes Bloomquist. He's in there.
Very dangerous play there by Bloomquist, but he got there. And a fabulous play by Emilio Bonifacio, keeping that ball from going down the line. He's going on the pitch, and he just never stops. He hits second, and he's off to the races. The throw is into the dirt, but he gets underneath the glove. Yeah, that's a good call. He got in there. But a great play by Bonifacio. If that ball gets by Bonifacio, there's no one home to back up, and Bloomquist scores. But now, let the drama begin. What do you do if you're Edwin Rodriguez? Do you pitch to Kelly Johnson, the left-handed red-hot hitter, or Justin Upton, the red-hot right-handed hitter on deck?
Away we go. That pitch inside, an off-speed pitch. 1-0 the count. They pitch to Johnson. Unbelievably risky play by Bloomquist.
You better be safe. You better be safe. And he was.
Swing and a miss. Doubled up on the soft stuff. Another changeup. 1-1. Kelly, 4 of his last 5 with runners in scoring position. 4 of his last 5.
This is a pick your poison situation for the Marlins. Johnson or Upton?
Outside. He wasn't about to go after that third changeup.
And I think also it's a situation where, you know, Badenhop, okay, I'm going to see if I can get Johnson to chase some off-speed stuff maybe out of the zone. And if I walk him, I walk him. Then I'll take my chances with Upton. He'll still have a base open with Stephen Drew on deck. So he doesn't have to just give in to Johnson in this situation.
All well and good, but you better not bounce it.
Another changeup.
I understand what you're saying, but you better not bounce it.
But you have to trust your backstop to block it. He threw a good changeup there, and Kelly Johnson wasn't biting.
The 3-1. Breaking ball.
Nice one. Nice one. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to just give in and throw a fastball for a strike, because Kelly Johnson crushes fastballs for strikes and has crushed the Florida Marlins this series. So he threw a little backdoor breaking ball and got it there.
The 3-2. Outside, ball 4. All soft. Every one of them, as you said, tried to get him to bite.
Kudos to Kelly Johnson, too, for being able to have the patience to not swing at those pitches just out of the strike zone. Take his walk and trust Justin Upton. Now it's the same story. There's still room to put Justin Upton on if Edwin Rodriguez chooses to, with Stephen Drew on deck.
These guys have met up 5 times in the regular season. Upton is 4 for 5 against him, including a single, a line drive single, a couple of days ago against him in the 4th when the game was out of hand. So Upton's seen him and he's liked him. Pitch is low.
That's the fastball. Yes.
Same action as the changeup, but about
That's
5
exactly right.
miles an hour
That's
harder.
Exactly right. It would only be fitting. Justin Upton, with the series he's had, he's been quiet today, 0 for 4, but he has just murdered the Marlins in the 2 games prior. Once again misses, 2-0.
Gabby Sanchez behind the runner at first.
And once again, you don't have to give in to Justin Upton in this situation. You've got somewhere to put him. But you've got to deal with Stephen Drew if you decide to throw a couple more wide ones.
And then you can't walk anyone.
That's exactly right.
Broken bat popped up. Could be a Texas Leaguer game winner. It is! The Diamondbacks do it again. And Arizona has won 16 of their last 19, and they picked up their closer. They call them walk-offs in most ballparks, but for Upton, he's not complaining about his second pop-off of the year.
Pretty well said. What a very entertaining ball game. Diamondbacks, once again, come from the clouds on a day when Daniel Hudson struggles a little bit. They come back from the clouds. Justin Upton had a great series. It's only fitting that he got the pop-up off. Again, a breaking ball. Bat shatters, but he's so doggone strong. There's nobody home out in that Bermuda Triangle. And the Diamondbacks win another series here. Just an entertaining ball game. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, folks.
Yeah, the strikeout's just not an out. You start cutting strikeouts off the resume of the Diamondbacks, and funny things happen.
Putting the ball in play. They're doing a lot better job of that this year.
Let's get it on down. Brad is standing by with Willie Bloomquist. Brad, guys, take it away.
Yeah, just another phenomenal effort for this Diamondbacks team over the last little month or so. We know that you can never count them out. You lead off with that single. We knew you were probably going to try to steal the base. How much of a factor was it that the reliever had to come in? He's got to worry about throwing strikes, not worry about you.
Well, no matter who was up there, I was going to try and get a jump. We didn't get the bunt done, but Rhino's been swinging a pretty good bat. I didn't want to take the bat out of his hands early in the count, so let him swing and see if he could do something. But he got a strike on him. I figured it was a good time to take a gamble, and he put the ball in play. I was able to get third base. So
yeah, talk about that aggressive move. That was a key in this win right here. What's the mindset? Go all the way?
No, I mean, actually 20/20 hindsight probably wasn't real smart because that would have been the third out at third base. But I had a pretty good idea. I would have been safe. I timed him pretty good when he was throwing the ball across the diamond there. So I did the easy part. This guy did the tough part. So
yeah, after missing so many games with that bad hammy, how important is it for you to get back and be a part of this winning?
Well, I'm just trying to fit in and keep doing what I'm doing and do what I can to contribute to this team winning. We're playing great right now, and everyone's doing their part. So I'm just trying to do my part.
Thanks, Willie. Appreciate it. We'll bring in the guy that knocks in the game winner. Not your most powerful stroke. We've seen some of that. But, this team knows about getting the ball in play, and that's what you did. You saw that off and got it in for the game winner.
Yeah, I mean, he made a good pitch. It was an unbelievable pitch down and away. It looked really good to me. That's why I swung at it the way I did. But, I'll take him any way I can get him.
When you got the game winner, you're trying to scoot away from your teammates. What's up with that? You just let them mob you.
Well, they like to punch and hit you in the head and stuff, so I was trying to avoid it, but they caught me, and they beat me down pretty good.
What does it say about this team that you're never out of games? You guys took one in the stomach early on, down 4-0. It was not Daniel Hudson's best start, but this team always is in games.
Yeah, I mean, Huddy got beat around pretty good early, but, he toughened up for us and kept us in the game. And then, we just kept battling. We kept battling. We got runners in scoring position. We scored some runs. Rhino came up with a big hit. We got another RBI, and then, we were right back in it. So, we're excited to be in the game, and that brought the intensity back.
Yeah, really good teams, first place teams pick each other up. It was the first blown same all season long for J.J. Putz, and I saw the guys in there when he came out there. Everyone really wanted to make a concerted effort to get this game back in the win.
Yeah, he's picked us up. He's picked me up personally a few times, and when we came in, we told him we had this one and that we were going to go out and get it for him, and we went out and got it.
Great stuff, JF. Thanks for sticking around. The D-backs to get this one done in the bottom of the ninth inning. Guys, we'll send it back up to you. This team playing some great baseball right now.
No doubt about it. Let's get to that post-game show. They have won 16 of 19. We also have an update in that Giants score. Interesting. All that in the post-game show after the break.